Everyone encourages just watching your replay.
Look at that.
Try hard. Sound strategy.
I hear that a lot for the I'm almost level 30. I don't know if we're gonna hear that a whole lot now with the outpost changes, less experience going around, but that is always the hype.
Yeah, I heard Black say earlier this morning, he's like, yeah, I had one game where I hit level 30. I was like, one? I feel like the first like 10 games I play on this patch, everyone was level 30. Yeah, the outposts were just crazy.
I felt like it was happening quite a bit.
It actually felt like turbo. So yeah, again, we're going to be curious to see how much that changes. But we are back now. Live in there as a little toss there on the PYW.
Slowing him down. They do manage to hit the blood right on him as well. That will easily be your first blood. But can they get the exchange here? Fly being chased away by DY, who should be able to get the kill. Not before he gets blasted one more time. But the important kill going over to Evil Geniuses. Cr1t, who was already starting off with boots first, is now going to be able to get, I don't know, what is he going to get? Very fast Tranquil boots?
Woo! It's starting! It's starting!
The matchup, top lane, Doom versus Morphling.
Oh, that was nice. DY tried to like force a play there on the bounty rune so you can still get it, but then Cr1t just tossed him back over to RTZ. So
I do like the I like the bounty rune placement for the first round. It feels like there's a little bit more strategic elements that goes into securing how you fight.
Yeah, you have to like think about your hero and their heroes, and you're like, okay, am I better in trees or am I better in the river? That's like my first question every time.
And if you're stronger than them, how do you dominate enough of the map to be able to like control both sides? Do you try and split up and take both?
I think one thing I don't like is that having the stronger heroes, it's very hard to get both.
Yeah.
It feels like getting both doesn't feel like you had better heroes. It feels like they really had to screw up.
Well, let me just say, Magnus is hitting for 86 damage right now. So at least initially, this is not going to be a CS matchup that Abed's going to be winning. Holy crap.
Yeah, that is indeed a bit of an issue. Level 1, of course.
I actually didn't realize his damage went up that high. I knew he did pretty well because, you know, like, that's usually you go in power first as offlane mag, but this is...
You never get to abuse it as much in the offlane either, right?
Yeah.
Like, you don't have this range to just, like, freely hit into someone. And consider that she has, like, 6 armor, too.
And then on top of that, you're going to be able to get all these cleave attacks, which is helping you burn through the refraction.
Oh, I was going to say, is that doesn't double up, right? Like some of those other abilities?
No.
That would be, like, totally busted. Then we would know the matchup is...
But yeah, it seems to be going really well for her. Meanwhile, top lane, Ramsey's doing a little pulling shenanigans. The matchup against Morphling is always hard for heroes that can't just nuke Morphling right away. Yeah. So Ramsey's going to have to do pulls like this because otherwise his 0 armor is going to be quite exposed. As Morphling keeps on swinging on him. Yang, bottom lane, getting quite low. Might be able to finish him off if Cr1t could just get another toss in, or maybe with that last blast, but no. Yang able to just press the attack, pops a healing cell, but come right back.
Do you think RTZ should have went on it, or is that just not worth it in his view? If like he committed, they probably would have just got that.
I think in some ways it's you've guaranteed to force him through his burn through his regen.
Yeah.
You're playing for. Like with his tri-lane, you're playing for burning him out all of his regen to a point where he has to take a break from the lane.
And still hitting creeps.
Yeah, and you still want to be able to get your full CS.
Plus, it's not first blood anyway. If it's first blood, he probably goes.
Yeah. And there's also a chance that, like, you know, you're missing CS, but also maybe you're taking more damage from the CM. Bloodseeker's already running low on regen. No toss back into the blood right here from Cr1t. Felt like maybe he couldn't actually get Yang between those 2 range creeps hanging around.
I like the way that VG did their setup here too. I definitely had concerns if they were going to try with the ET, but I mean DY plays a lot of ET, so he's very comfortable doing it in this 5 role, and it makes more sense to have CM down here because the ET would just be way too vulnerable. Like if you're trying to abuse your strength as ET, you're walking on someone, and you can't do that on Cr1t if he's just going to toss you into the tower.
It does feel very important to have the ranged and melee duo for both your side lanes.
Yeah.
And that's why I think another reason why we're seeing so many of these 5 positions actually playing, you know, in the off lane.
Or even like kind of like being upgraded to a 4.
Yeah.
Basically, right? Like Disruptor and stuff.
You're right. Just being able to have that combination of frontliner Yang is still 11-2, so you can't really say this tri-lane is succeeding. It is succeeding, at least in Arteezy getting some okay amount of CS, but now the toss back. PYW, big time trouble. Bloodright not going to catch him, but it is going to force PYW to run downwards, where he will surely be dying here. Arteezy looking to be able to slow down Yang as well as Cr1t keeping up. Does have another toss in 3 seconds time with Bloodright well placed. Yang's not going to be able to run out of that one. Gets hit. Cr1t going for the toss. It's actually going to be able to catch him. One line with the turnaround from Yang with the press the attack. Doesn't survive through the last shot from Fly, but at least they kill Tiny.
Yeah, I guess Fly gets a lot of that one too after Cr1t's dead. But I mean, that whole initiation with Cr1t just walking PYW is basically because of his first kill. Like, he just got boots super early. Now he has tranquil boots, as you were talking about earlier, just like rushing those down. He is like, PYW can't play this lane now, I don't think. Like, when Cr1t comes back, the CM doesn't have boots. And this guy has tranquils. Like, what's the move speed? It's 100 move speed difference right now.
It's definitely going to be a precarious position that PYW is going to be in a lot of times. But they have burned through a lot of Arteezy's regen. They just brought him another healing salve, and he's now just left with the one tango. And this is one of the things about Bloodseeker right now, is you can just assault this hero, just don't give him the space, because nobody's actually going for Blood Rage. Early on. Your first 3 levels, nobody's actually doing that. So as long as you keep on assaulting him, he doesn't have the easiest way to recoup his HP. Nice stun coming out from Ramses. Might be able to get the kill on DY. Oh, so close. The damage over time from Ramses just not enough, though.
How did the VG just got a pull off on bottom lane? They got the bottom boundary rune at the shrine, and there were 3 Radiant heroes here. That seems like a problem. That's like way too much stuff getting done.
I mean, the upside is that they do have a Doom offlane, who just gets a courier kill on Eurus. But he is doing very well for himself. He's level 5. He doesn't actually need a whole lot of assistance due to the huge amount of regen that Devour offers you.
And as expected, you can see in that mid lane, like, it was really important for Ori to do so well at level 1, because once the levels start stacking up, things obviously got quite a bit worse for him, as he's starting to fall behind here compared to Ovid's DA.
What is this? Cr1t setting up for some sort of toss-back play into the traps, perhaps. His one trap is going to be able to catch Ori, but he does manage to get it skewered. A little bit farther away, Cr1t gets on top of him, tosses him straight up in the air, but with DY, who didn't really seem like he had a whole lot to do, since he kept on losing the 1v1 matchup against Ramses as the Doom. He ends up hanging around that middle lane. Helps take apart that gank Arteezy, now without a courier for a while, so his regen was already a bit of a problem, now not being able to ferry that courier back and forth.
Yeah, not typically a problem you see for Bloodseekers, eh?
Yeah.
Having to worry about regen. But PYW just keeps investing in like mana items and regen and just constantly harassing him. They're gonna go for...
Yeah, he's gonna be brought real low. Fortunately, he did have a lot of magic wand charges, and Bloodright doesn't actually land on PYW, which would have been pretty big.
They just missed their moment, though. Like, Fly just got back there from walking.
Avalanche, Cr1t, not sure if there's any opportunity there, but just being able to route that tier 1 tower area and open it up for Ovid to be able to start banging on the tower, quite helpful. In the end, TA now 52-6 compared to the 43-10. So as he did get the higher levels of refraction, he started winning the lane quite handedly. But those first couple of waves.
Or he's got that broom handle though. That's pretty nice for Magnus.
Broom handle. Black was asking me best tier 1 items and all that.
It's the only item we've found so far.
Broom handle is definitely the one of the sickest pickups.
Yeah, I always go to the Ironwood as my initial, like, oh, that wood's so good, like tier 1. But broom handle is just, you know, as a core player, you just get so psyched. All the mid laners love it.
Yeah. The honorable mention, of course, is the trusty shovel, because that thing is stupid in that it's relevant all game long for its ability to give you bounty runes, which is just kind of wacky.
It is really fun. It's the funnest neutral item, I think. It's just, like, just digging constantly. I'm a big fan.
Hey, there's one that's not very fun. Iron Talon. Surprisingly, when people first saw it, like, oh, you're gonna get an Iron Talon, you're gonna use that to farm more neutrals, get yourself more items. No, it's not actually.
Yeah,
it doesn't
you get it at 7-8 minutes. You're like, I wanted this 6 minutes ago. I don't really need this now.
Abed top of the net worth now as he has full control over the mid lane as Ori has been backed off to doing some of his stacks that were left in the jungle. Ramses now does have his Doom and he's gonna pop it.
Oh, he got the morph off though.
Yeah, the strength morph. He tried to pump fake it once before. Oh, actually, PYW is going to cancel that TP and maybe turn things around on RTZ, but they just don't have the lockdown. No duel yet up for Yang. And now off that kill, they're going to be able to get the rupture on Yang. Fly going to be able to stop that TP. Another Fly running out. Are they going to be able to finish off Yang in time? They're looking to be able to kill Fly with the help of DY, and they won't be able to do that much. Ori charging in with the skewer, but with all of that movement speed, RTZ quickly retreats, making sure he doesn't get caught by the RP.
Yeah, that avalanche saving the day there. A little bit of a stutter there for our Magnus. Being almost 400 gold for Arteezy. So starting to accelerate, try and catch up to the other cores on his team. He's still a bit behind the Doom, and who's of course well behind the Templar Assassin at this point. So Arteezy looking to get that Maelstrom, kind of the classic Bloodseeker build at this point, as Ori just takes advantage of something his opponent can also do in farming Ancients.
Yeah, for me, this is pretty much the only Bloodseeker build.
Yes.
I hate seeing, if I see a pub with the Radiance build on Bloodseeker, I can't stand it.
I love not using this very aggressive hero early on in the game and just farming neutral the whole
A
time.
hero that can be very fragile at times. A duel, but beautiful avalanche into a Taunt AoE as well. They're going to be able to finish off the Magnus. Almost there. Finally, he does go down. But Yang, with all that movement speed off of his Q, is going to be able to get away until the rupture. Now locks him down. PYW, though, HB RTZ, they're going to be able to lock him in place. He gets off the blood right, trying to run himself away from DY, who instead will get Fly killed, turning on a crit. Yang going to survive through it all. Manages
back
just
up top.
lifesteal just enough. Ramses, a centaur stump.
Yeah, so
faked, but
he just got chased by Paparazzi the whole way there, forced to the shrine, but no one took the outpost. So now EG have to try and get one of these things. The second one rather, because they got the XP bottom, right? Yeah, they did. So they're gonna cancel out any XP gain for VG now. Is this worth an RP? Don't do it.
Ramses, that Scorched Earth doing a lot of damage over time. Ori, okay. You can fake that RP as much as you want, but now you're lined up beautifully for Ovid with the double damage. They do manage to get Eurus away to safety there with a waveform, but it's going to cost Ori his life. Sacrificial land. Oh, no! Abed just chases him down underneath the tier 1 tower, and is looking for more. Yang trapped in the trees, cutting his way to safety here.
Dude, that's the classic. That was a favorite of many of these offlaners. Crit knows. He's picking him out. He's like, why didn't I get tree grabbed?
If only I could have cut him off. I could have cut off his retreat. Unfortunately, they're just going to have to content themselves with another tier 1 tower. This is the pace that if you were an Evil Geniuses fan, you wanted to see with this kind of lineup. We said Bloodseeker, TA, these are heroes that you do well in the first 10 minutes, you're going to start coming online, and you can start just running at the enemy.
And it almost looked worth, right? It's like, okay, he got the RP off. It saved Paparazzi. I guess that's okay. And boom. Like, typically, you don't really like to see that early blink that much because it feels like, even though it helps the farming speed a little bit, it's very rare for TAs to really get a lot of pickoffs. But if you can kill the enemy hard carry like that, yeah, that's well worth getting blink first.
Yeah, many of their Templar Assassins, maybe they would have considered a Desolator first pickup. Abed with that blink dagger, big showing, being able to kill Eurus, who was pretty high up there in the network before, but now sitting behind all of the cores. Now they're going to be able to catch Yang with a beautiful toss back there from Cr1t. Just that little extra time is all Abed needs to get the kill. Bottom lane, Eurus now being chased up by Ramses. Does manage to get off the strength morph once again, but he is ruptured up, blood-rided, and with the loss of his armor, Arteezy can start dishing out the damage. That's only if he can actually get on top of him. Ori is protecting him a little bit. They're going to throw a chain frost as well. Finally, Eurus will die. Cost him a lot of ultimates here, but maybe they'll be able to win the fight off it as well. So now Ori, silence up from the blood right. Arteezy will pick him apart with the toss back on PYW. Give Arteezy the double kill. He was whining and complaining. His lane is so awful. He needs to burn through so much regen, but now Arteezy is truly well and back.
And, a draft we discussed all for Paparazzi. They're throwing their bodies for him as well. And unfortunately, everyone's falling. No one's getting saved here. It's just complete bloodbath for the Bloodseeker. And And I mean, I love the tools they have this game though for this blink for Abed, right? Like you have the vision, you have Cr1t, he just runs in here, creates these good opportunities. They have so much chase, so Abed's almost into a Deso now, and they found themselves a little ancient stack here. They have ward vision too, but without the chain frost, I don't think Fly wants to fight this.
Yeah, seeing as Evil Geniuses have the best hero to clear through ancient stacks, it's a nice little find for them. 5k gold lead, 12-5 at 14 minutes. This is still a lineup that could encounter a wall. Yep. When it comes to the high ground, they could, you know, just one bad team fight, the game could turn around significantly for VG Gaming, but there's no doubt that Evil Geniuses is currently well ahead and well in control.
My initial reaction there was like, why aren't they fighting? Like VG, like, you know, they just use everything. You have your spells here, but you know, there's no shrine there, guys. I mean, you think that area has a big advantage for the side of VG, but once that shrine's gone like that, you're suddenly controlling a very powerful area there, and you don't know how much vision they have around you, and in that case, there actually was very good vision for EG, so VG not able to try and claw their way back into that because of the recent map changes.
So maybe that is part of the way you're just going to play Radiant right now, is you are going to play, like, try and win 2 out of 3 of your lanes in just a very aggressive sort of lineup where you don't get into that situation where you've lost your safe lane, Radiant Tower, and your jungle is so easily invaded. You just play to take their towers nice and early. The early loss of the mid-tier 1 tower, the opening up of the Dire jungle, where they still hold the shrine, so they still have some map control there, but it's definitely way opened up by Abed being able to take over the game like this. 7,700 net worth already.
We used to talk about a vertical split happening a lot in Dota 2, where like when the game progressed past like 15 or 20 minutes, you often saw the Radiant team start to play like up inside the Dire jungle, and then the Dire would end up like playing down in this Radiant side. So if you can get that control now, we talk about how the Dire feels like a more powerful side, but you know, if you can get that Dire jungle control up Roche like this when it's so important for your lineup, having that Templar Assassin, then at this point in the game you're feeling very strong.
Yeah, that was always the big advantage of Radiant, was that when you do that split, playing in the Dire jungle, and then forcing the Dire side to play in your jungle, which is so far away from Roshan. Yeah. It just means like you've got plenty of opportunities for a big objective.
And I think that fell off a bit when the Opos were 5 minutes, because you had to play bottom. Both teams did. So it wasn't like as powerful anymore. But now that we moved it to 10 minutes, like you're not down here as much anymore. It's more important to keep constant vision and control over that Roshan area. And it looks like EG probably prepping for a smoke to get a pick off and then head into the pit here. They have the Deso, so there is definitely an argument to just go, but ooh, Cr1t down up top there. Solo kill from Eurus.
Much bigger kill though if they can actually bring down Yang, which they should be able to with the Rupture and Blood Right. Yang just had nowhere to run, couldn't hide, and will end up dying. Another catch. Oh, the long-range net from Fly to be able to catch DY, make that 2. Once again, being fed to Arteezy, and now it's just enough for them to be able to just run to the Roshan pit with the Desolator. They can do Roshan very quickly, especially with that. What I find is very silly, the double meld.
Ah, yes.
I don't mind the double meld on heroes so much. It rewards you for setting up on a trap, but you know, like, come on. Double melding Roshan. Looks like
cautious.
VG Gaming is going to be able to fight this, but Evil Geniuses immediately try and grab whatever heroes approach the Roshan pit, and they're just going to do one of those plays where they just keep picking you off. VG Gaming, they don't want to give up Roshan, but at the same time, they're probably weaker than them in a team fight considering they're 7k down. So Evil Geniuses, at least at first, gladly force that engagement back into the Roshan pit they go. A little stomp out for the Elder Titan, doesn't really do a damn thing here. How can they actually get in there and start this fight? Doesn't look like they're going to be able to. They're just going to give up on it. And Aegis will be given to Rock.
Yeah, that's a bit of a curious buyback there. Not sure what you can really do as PYW.
You know that trick you can only
And you know, you also wonder what can you do as Eurus here. Like, he got the People's Gift, which is a pretty great item for a Morphling, right? I mean, that's helpful to have a little bit of strength.
Yeah, absolutely.
Man, that's not that great. But now you're going first item Lincolns, which is like, can you even fight them? Does he have a good enough morph this game to make it worthy?
Yeah, this is going to be rough. He's got to deal with Rupture, he's got to deal with Doom, but then he's just not going to have much of a presence in these early fights. So VG Gaming, I mean, they're going to have to pull out some sort of miracle when it comes to defending. I don't know if it's going to be a tier 2 defense or if it's going to be high ground defense, but certainly feels like they're going to need some big time plays.
Wow.
VG Gaming's.
They do have the hero. We have to give them that at least, you know?
Yeah,
They
they've
got
got the big
Magnus.
RP into the Earth Splitter. Eurus jumps away from Crit. Just walk off the rupture pretty easily, something a strength Mortland can always do for himself. But they are going to be able to get their duel onto Wolves and RT under the 12. The TA just ripping apart that poor Legion commander with Arteezy coming in is able to clean up old Ori as well as CM. Go for TY, and that should make it a 4-man wipe there.
So that's
all in
cute.
exchange for Crit.
But where was Eurus? He's literally sitting in the tree line while everyone's getting their combos off because he can't fight. He can't fight into the blood, right? He can't afford getting silenced. Then he can't reinitiate if he's waved out of there. So
Yeah.
Dire structures are
19-7.
down.
10k gold lead. At least there is that faithful tier 2 multi-shot slowdown pushes.
Surely this will bring us back into the game.
Where's my repair kit?
Ah, yes, we're getting there, aren't we? What do we have? How many do we have? We have 2 items so far from the second tier. For the Dire without the Radiant. Also 2. Wait, what? Oh no, I don't write items out.
That's about. Wait, does Radiant really only have 2? Dire actually have 3 and Radiant only have 2? EG, what happened? You guys are supposed to be known for your farming ways. You guys are fighting too much. My NA pubs had told me, Trent,
Yes.
that winning items,
Ice Frog tried.
getting items from neutrals is how I win. That's why you AFK neutral for 25 minutes straight. EG.
Killing heroes.
This is the
instead
new
of
NA.
heroes.
We did see that from the graph from PGL, is that Evil Geniuses of the last year of all these teams have the highest kills per 10 minutes. They just go fighting nonstop, and
That's the qualifiers factor. Those are all
yeah.
those qualifier games versus all the other NA teams. That's what that is.
EG versus Doge, boys. 50 kills in 20 minutes.
Just padding the stats, boys. Another NA qualifier coming up. So glad we don't get invited anymore. Feel so much better about myself.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
It's sad because it's true.
BKB, is that a 10-second BKB for Arteezy? It is indeed. Well, that's going to make a rough team fight. Abed, he doesn't even need the BKB. He's going straight for the full out. Daedalus already has the Crystalus and another 2,400 gold. Top lane, Eurus is going to be able to find Crit here. Crit tries to turn that avalanche back around, but is still going to die. Crit, really the only one who's been dying on Evil Geniuses.
At the same time, bottom, there was a rupture onto Ori. Forced a TP back home.
The cores, by the way, of Evil Geniuses have not died yet. Fly has 3 deaths, Crit has 5. That's
Quality support play right there.
yeah, it really is. Delivery came not in time to be able to dodge, or there was a sentry out actually. Catches him, that's enough to be able to win a duel, make that 4 deaths for Fly, but still 0 on the EG course.
And 1 dual victory.
Dual victory. Oh,
It's
man.
all starts here.
You know, there is something about that feeling. Of
Every journey.
Of where you're like, you know, 15 minutes in, 20 minutes in, you get your first duel victory, you're like, well, I'm not turning into a carrot.
Do you know what
It's just
instantly
not
happens
happening,
though
guys.
when that occurs? Someone on your team pings it. Legion Commander has plus 10 dual damage. Like, all right, whatever.
Has he lost? Didn't he lose the duel earlier when the TA was killing him in the team
Crit
fight?
got it, I believe.
Yeah, he's given away. Now that's the real ping.
Yes, yeah. You just wait till Tiny appears out of the fog so you can get his highlight again and start clicking it.
If you lose it twice, he gets 20 damage. They just go back and forth between the 20 damage versus your 10. That guy can be muted, but he can still BM you. 19-9. It's just a slaughter right now, everywhere Evil Geniuses go. That's why VG Gaming do have to play this space game.
Yep.
Where they're splitting things around right now. Ori's got a little bit of space to push out bottom. Hitting into the tier 1 tower. Fly quick to TP down there. He doesn't want to give any opportunities for VG Gaming. Giving up that tier 1 tower would mean a lot more space for VG Gaming to be able to shove in that lane, take over some of the jungle area. He wants to give none of that.
I will say, Abed's Daedalus is definitely one of those items where, I mean, he has the Imp Claw too, so it's like, this is like, it happens in your pub where you're just like, dude, why don't you just buy BKB? Like, honestly, like, you could have just bought BKB, and this game is very simple.
Yeah, but everyone else is buying BKB. He doesn't, you know, he doesn't want to be a follower.
And there's two things that
Ramsey's got BKB, Arteezy's got BKB.
I mean, at least this Legion doesn't have a blade mail. There's that.
Yeah.
But of course, Refraction,
Old
pretty
Vanguard
handy.
Legion commander. This is what I'm talking about. When you haven't won those duels in the first 10 minutes, you know. You're like, all right, I'm turning into a traditional aura offlaner here. I'm just going to be tanky. I'm going to duel to lock somebody down. Not with the intention of winning the duel, just to lock them down. Just to disable friends.
Radiant's bottom tower.
Bit of a unusual smoke to be smoking on this side of the map these days, but
well, they do have a really good ward to be able to spot out yours. The long toss back into the Centaur stun. They don't need the Doom because they've got Abed's raw damage.
And they probably saw that Eagle song, and if they did, they're likely. I mean, they had the ward, right? So they probably checked him out, and they're like, yeah, this guy's not gonna have buyback, guys.
Yeah, he's trying to buy an E-Blade, boys. He is not saving up.
Yeah, he's trying to farm as fast as he can. He needs that edge.
Even if they don't know it, they're at least gonna try and force a buyback. Buyback that's non-existent, so it's gonna be 40 seconds of demolition derby here for EG as they can just head for the buildings. That's an Earth Splitter that will clean whiff.
That's surprising. I did not think they would commit to any spells without more.
Yeah, I'm also a little bit surprised EG backed up, but again, that pesky glyph multi-shot is very destructive. Does a lot of damage too. Towers got that big damage upgrade. They got
play.
They got 20% more damage against heroes, and they got their actual damage buffed up as well. So,
Abed's playing for the next Aegis now too. He's just like, yeah, I'm going Hurricane Pike. Give me the next Aegis. I don't need BKB. Easy Dota.
Somebody's like, what about BKB, dude? He's like, oh, the synergy.
Yeah, the Aegis.
You're gonna rupture, but I'm gonna Hurricane push them. It'll be a sick 200 damage.
Oh my god. You got the Mind Breaker too. He's got Imp Claw Mind Breaker.
Oh my. This first hit is going to do so much.
Oh, he's handing it off? He's giving it to Ramses.
Wow, what a nice guy. So now Ramses can go in.
Oh, well, okay. Oh, never mind. I thought it was Ramses' Orb of Destruction.
Here's the ultimate BM move, Trent.
Okay,
you get a repair kit, and you go up to their high ground
Dude,
after you kill the tier 3, and you drop the repair kit for them. You just drop it.
Can you target an enemy building? I'm sure you can.
No, there's
But
no
has anyone ever tried?
No. I think you just drop the item on the ground.
That's good.
But that would be funnier if you actually repair kitted their tower right before you killed it. Holy crap, that'd be hilarious.
I bet it worked before they changed all those outpost things.
Oh yeah.
For now. The Orb of Destruction on the Legion. That's a pretty quality item for someone who's so far behind. Unfortunately, she doesn't have any damage.
Yeah.
But
also a bit of problem that doesn't really seem like anybody, since she doesn't do any physical damage.
Should you put it on
And we've got this E-Blade for the Morphling. Then he's looking to shotgun people down. He's not necessarily looking to right-click them a whole lot. So
5 armor reduction. I guess. I mean, it's pretty good if Morph wanted to actually try and kill like Lich.
Then you get that pesky physical damage reduction.
Oh, no. Someone clicked Abed's inventory. You got the talking too. Got the BKB coming.
Okay.
Got the scolding.
Hurricane Pike.
It's like, guys, it's not spawning. Come on.
Like, this isn't 722, dog. You don't need to try and build up a 60k gold advantage for 50 minutes before you go high ground. You could just try and end it soon.
I do appreciate the patience though, because as you pointed out before, I mean, it's ET, it's Magnus.
Yes.
Like, you do have to. As much as we're all like, oh, this game is a complete stomp. Like, yeah, I'm sure you guys have all played those games where your team has decided it's such a stomp. Let's just walk high ground. Suddenly things don't look as good.
I just accidentally hit the pause button and it gave me that pop-up message of allies. You cannot pause. Whew,
Thanks, Val.
I almost pulled a fiddle there, Jesus. 84% winning probability for Evil Geniuses as they pick up the Aegis and Cheese. Cheese will go on a TZ. VG Gaming, meanwhile, they'll get the trade-off. A fair trade-off indeed. When you're down by 18k gold lead, you give up Aegis and Cheese in exchange for a tier 1 tower.
That's a lot of respect, I gotta say, to VG to give them 14%.
Yeah.
That seems kind of high to me.
It is. But, you know, AoE damage mixed with percentage-based damage, you just never
Yeah,
know.
that's true. Percentage is the key when you're losing. He's almost level 12. Then once that tome comes up, he could snag that.
That's
if he has
true.
to.
It is a very low percentage right now, 30%.
Yeah. You know, he could use an XP talent.
That would be decent on an Elder Titan. Too soon, Trent. Too soon.
Yeah, it's rough.
Well, BKB is going to be up next for Ori. Speaking of those, Yang going to try to work towards a Blink Dagger so he can actually start a team fight. Oh, it's kind of the problem with this lineup when you've lost your lane so hard. You can't really start fights very well.
Yeah, Mag isn't an initiator.
Yeah, it's all in Mag's hands. But this is the Mag right-click core Mag, so he's not going to go Blink Dagger. Plus, Mags typically don't want to be the first one in.
Yeah, it's
because
like,
unless you're playing against some garbage team who's like holding hands as they approach a team fight, then you're probably not going to get the Dream RP. You need somebody else to start the fight, create chaos, and then you come in as the follow-up to be able to get the big hammer swing. But
and Elder Titan is like particularly terrible at that because he just puts out this spirit and it's like, ooh, maybe they'll stand still. It's literally like cast for the friendly ghost. You just kind of hang. When you're this far ahead, it's literally, you just wave at it when it goes by. You're just like, oh, hey, look, guys, ET's pressing buttons.
oh, guys, looks like I gave Elder Titan more damage. Ooh, spooky. Watch out, guys. Don't let Elder Titan
Dude,
punch
there's smokes
you.
popping and it's like the worst
Oh,
spot.
no, Ramsey just jumped straight in, hits the stun, pops BKB, who's immediately going to doom up Ori. So there goes the RP, with a Rupture on the Legion Commander, there goes her as well. So the rest of VG Gaming, they're actually not going to fully back out. They're going to buy back and try and fight over the Shrine area, I'm guessing, but this has already been a destructive rampage by Evil Geniuses, and they're not really going to slow down whatsoever. They're going to be able to catch the Elder Titan. That's a dieback for him. Legion Commander, Yang, he wants to make sure he doesn't die back as well.
I'm pretty sure DY just got right-clicked 5 times in the total of 2 lives. He legitimately got 2-shot by Abed in the first fight. And then 3-shot when he dieback TP'd back in.
Yang can take some punishment from Abed. Got that going for you.
Silver linings.
Unfortunately, Tier 3 can't take the same punishment here. Crit tries to find the opening to go for the toss back and force that through the Kate. Both gonna save him from the E-Blade. Oh, Jace, PYW just performs disappearing act as he disappears, heads back to Fountain real quick. His second life shows up to the team fight, spider legging forward, ready to fight. PYW wants to go, but Rams immediately jumps on him. The 2-man Centaur stun. Oh, Chain Frost beautifully lined up. Abed will allow them to be able to finish off Ori, and an easy GG comes out from VG Gaming. Pretty much the only thing that was easy for them in this entire game. That was a rough one.